This video will show how to install Qalyptus Server and set up the necessary environment to allow Calyptus to connect to Qlik Sense and QlikView. We will install Qalyptus Server on a dedicated server. However, you can install Qalyptus Server on the same machine where Qlik Sense or QlikView server is installed, but keep in mind that the machine's resources will be shared between them. We will see the following: have the necessary rights to connect to Qlik Sense and QlikView. Open the Qlik Sense ports. Export Qlik Sense certificates. Install Qalyptus Server. If you install Qalyptus Server on the same machine as Qlik Sense with the same user, you do not need to open ports and export certificates. First, connect to the machine where Qlik Sense is installed and open the QMC. If you want to use the Qalyptus Server user to generate the reports, ensure that he has a Qlik Sense license. The user can be in the same domain where Qlik Sense is installed or in a different domain. Then, to allow Calyptus to connect to Qlik Sense, open inbound ports 4747 where the Qlik Sense engine service is installed and ports 4242 and 4243 where the Qlik Sense repository and Qlik Sense proxy services are installed. In our case, all Qlik Sense services are installed on this machine. We will open these ports on this machine. If your machine is hosted in a public cloud computing service like Azure or AWS, and you use a public URL to connect to Qlik Sense, you also need to open the same ports on the virtual machine's network settings. To generate reports from Qlik Sense, you must export the Qlik Sense certificates and install them on the machine where Qalyptus Server is installed. To export Qlik Sense certificates, go to the Certificates page. Add the name of the machine where Qalyptus Server is installed. You can find this information in the properties of the machine. Leave the certificate password and retype password fields blank. Check the Include Secret Key checkbox. Then click Export Certificates. Now, the certificates are exported. We will copy the client.pfx file to the machine where Qalyptus Server is installed and use it in the installation process. If you want to use Calyptus to create reports from QlikView, you need to have QlikView Desktop installed in the same machine where Qalyptus Server is installed and have an active local license or a named user cal from QlikView Server. After downloading Qalyptus Server, double-click on the program to install it. Follow the instructions and accept the end-user license agreement. Qalyptus Server is now installed. Let's do the first configuration. Click Finish to open Qalyptus Server configuration. Enter the credentials of the user who will run the Qalyptus Server service. The user must be an administrator and must be on the list of the users of this computer. You can change the default port of Qalyptus service. By default, Calyptus use HTTPS with a self-signed certificate. After installation, you can use your third-party SSL certificate. Click Next. Here you configure the database of your Qalyptus Server instance. Enter a username and a password. and click Next. Here we will install the client.pfx certificate exported previously. Browse to the file, then click Install the certificate. The Qlik Sense certificate is now installed. You can install additional certificates if you want to work with multiple Qlik Sense servers simultaneously. Ignore this step if you install Calyptus on the same machine as Qlik Sense with the same user. Click Next. Click Install to complete the installation and start Calyptus services. Now click Open Qalyptus Server. Before starting using Qalyptus Server, you need to activate your license and register the first admin user account. You can use the license key that you can find in your Calyptus account or start the Qalyptus Server trial. Enter the admin user information. Click Next. Click Setup. The installation is now finished. The next step is to configure Qalyptus Server. Please see the Qalyptus Server configuration video. To allow access to Qalyptus Server, we need to open the port of the Qalyptus service. Open inbound port 3994 for the Qalyptus Server service. If you have chosen a different port during the installation process, open the new port. Qalyptus Server is now ready to generate reports from Qlik Sense and QlikView. Thank you for watching this video. We recommend you continue with the Qalyptus documentation website to learn more. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us at support@qalyptus.com, even if you are in a trial period or using our free products.